Good morning, fifth grade. Here's our second example problem, and this is very similar to what we have been doing using word problems to work on our skills. It is going to ask us to use a little bit of prior knowledge and some things that we already know to help us solve the problem. So let's get into the problem. A factory produces 47 boxes of gloves a day. How many boxes of gloves do they produce each year? Well, let's read it one more time just to make sure we know what it's asking us. A factory produces 47 boxes of gloves a day. How many boxes of gloves do they produce each year? So I'm talking about days and years. So I know they do 47 boxes a day, and I need to know how many they do in a year. So this is where that prior knowledge is going to come in. I have to recall that 1 year equals 365 days. And this is going to help me solve the problem, because if they do 47 boxes a day and there's 365 days in a year, I need to multiply 47 times 365 to find how many boxes they make per day. So I will set up my problem. 365 times 47, just like we did in the previous problem, making sure that we line up our place values. And now we can start. Again, I'm always going to start in my ones place with my bottom number. So I will do 7 times 5. I will get 35. Place my 5 down here. Carry my 3 to my tens place. 7 times 6 is 42. Plus 3 is 45. I will place my 5 here and carry my 4. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 4 is 25. And because there is no place to carry to, I'll write 25 down there. Now I'm going to cross out my 7, cross out my 3, cross out my 4 because I'm done with them. I don't want to get them confused. Now I'm going to multiply 40 times 5. And I know 40 times 5 will give me 200, but I can only write my 2 zeros. I need to bring my 2 up top, right? Because I can't just write 200 all the way across. Or you could start by putting your 0 in here and then just multiplying 4 times 5. And you know that's 20, so we get 0 on the bottom, carry the 2. Now I have 4 times 6 is 24, plus 2 is 26. So I will write my 6 here, carry my 2. Then I have 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14. I will write that down here because there's nowhere to carry. And now again, it becomes an addition problem. And this is really why it's so important to have addition down before we can move on to anything else. And now I'll go into adding my numbers. 5 plus 0 is 5. 5 plus 0 is 5. 5 plus 6 is 11, so I put 1 down here, carry my 1 from my tens place up top. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7, and then I just bring down my 1. So I will find a sum when I'm adding, but my total product will be 17,155. But it didn't just ask me to solve the problem. It was actually a word problem. And it asked, how many boxes of gloves do they produce each year? So when it's written in a word problem, I need to give an answer statement. And my answer will simply be, they produce 17,155 boxes of gloves a year. Now this problem was a little bit different because it didn't just give us 2 numbers like we've been getting. We had to think a little bit and remember how many days are in a year before we could go ahead and solve. And then obviously we used our multiplication and addition skills. So you will see a similar problem today in your classwork where you're not going to have 2 numbers. You're going to have to recall some information to figure out what numbers you will be using.